Another interesting technology I've been seeing is Heritage Card 2.0. And so it's a new type of electronic credit card type of deal that one of the major credit card companies, I think MasterCard or Visa, is going to be testing out. That just remembers your information and has all this electronic data. I don't remember all the details of it, but when I read it, it's this is the kind of way things should be going. And
then we'll have to have aluminum stuff over our wallets, so when we walk by, people won't be able to scan our wallets for the information.
Well, that's security is a major issue, right? I don't know whether it has that issue. All I just know, the thing that is good about it is that it takes a method of payment that we're already very used to, credit card, and adds some features on top of it to make it very simple to do other things on top of it. And as long as they have the security down, which is the first thing you have to do, then they have a shot, I hope.
Well, exactly. You're talking about security, but for years, PayPal has been fighting the security issue, and they're not coming out with anything. I don't think you're going to see an app coming out until they've cleared the security issue, so that the customers, PayPal will always stand for safety in the customer's eye.
There's no such thing as fully clearing the security issue. There's always going to be people attacking for one reason or another.
That's right. The more sophisticated the technology, the more sophisticated the attackers will be.
But PayPal has built that fraud protection and a whole army of people who have experience watching that and managing that over years. So that's why we want the developers to innovate, but when the apps, before they go live, we put them through a vetting process. And we test them through all our tried and tested 10-year process of, okay, every possible way it could be broken.
There's always that tension, right? Because you really want, as a developer, you want to be able to get the customer from where you are in your app to and through the payment process as quickly and as frictionless as possible. And we want that too for our developers, but there's always that little space in between where we have an opportunity to protect the customer and to protect you as a merchant from fraud and from all these other sorts of things. And that gets harder and harder the more platforms that we look at, the more countries that we go into, and the more different kinds of technologies. And that's a constant struggle for us to try to keep up with that and to try to keep ahead of that.
But when not everybody uses their brains for good like you do.
Did you see the Cooler mobile, the Cooler Scooty? Is that what it's called?
The Cooler Scooter.
I mean, isn't that cool?
What? Tell me about it.
It was here,
It was here, but tell us about it.
So basically it's a cooler, and it's a scooty. So you sit on it, and you drive around, you stop, you open, and you pick your beer, and you drink. And you can drive.
I can't pay for the beers with my PayPal account?
We could, but this version doesn't have it. It's just a scooter. You can drive around.
I might drive away with that.
This is free beer.
That's true.
So this is actually, I think they have one that is going to be given to one of our Dev Challenge winners out there in the exhibitors pavilion.
And the other I'm going to drive away. just as a warning right now. I'm going to drive that little thing away.
So if you're out in the streets of San Francisco and you see a guy that looks a little bit like this on a scooter with some beer around, just stop him and ask him for one. Because, until you run out.
Yeah, you'll get free beer.
And you get the scooter? Is that how that works?
Oh, I keep the scooter. I can restock with beer.
Well, really, you guys, and you're talking about all these innovations and all the great stuff that's going on. And Ben, you pointed out that, real users will look at something or new users and go, what the heck is that and how do you do it? And I've been lucky enough to write one of my publishers in the For Dummies series. They've been writing those books for 20 years. And it's great because the more complicated stuff everybody invents, I'm always in business writing a For Dummies book.
I have to say, I'd always wondered when those books first came out, and I'm ashamed to say that I'm old enough and I remember when those first came out. I thought to myself, who's going to buy a book called For Dummies? You got to go to the bookstore. It's like, oh, I'm a dummy. Give me one of those books, But they're well written. They serve a really important need, and they help us continue.
The interesting thing is, when you write one of them, somebody has to read the book who doesn't understand the topic, like you said, Ben. And they'll read that. And they say, well, I really don't understand what you said. So they send it back to the author so it's crystal clear.
Yeah, they've really spun out too. So they have wine for dummies and car repair
now
for
it's
dummies.
Not, it's cool to be called a dummy, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you carry Marsha's
they
book.
Don't cover at this point. Can you name a topic they don't cover?
I don't know. I keep trying because I want another book. I want to reach out to a different topic. Yes, they do.
They do?
They have Torah for dummies. They have Dead Sea Scrolls for... Oh, yes. I'm serious. They have you can't name a topic.
Mashable for Dummies.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but 350 pages. What are we going to write?
I could write 350 pages worth.
I'll hook you up.
I could
See,
think
we're
of something.
connecting businesses right here at Innovate, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Did you see the chair that Crystal
we got
Crystal.
Crystal, you got to show off the chair on
Come here,
camera.
show the chair on camera. Let's
oh
see
yeah, the
that.
social media chair?
No, it's a.
Come here, show us.
Come on in.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Everybody,
so
this is at. Come on
at
in.
This is Crystal.
Yep.
Look at my
Come
work
sit
of
in your
art.
chair.
Crystal
Is that
is
not
the
the
founder
coolest?
of the Social Media Prom, which is going to be happening here in San Francisco. You
November
don't want to
11th.
miss this?
What?
November
I
11th.
said you don't want to miss it.
Oh yeah, don't want to miss it.
And you made this chair on your own. Tell us about.
I did. My own bare hands put that chair
So it
together.
is just a sheet cardboard.
Yes, folded it up and there you
See,
go.
all kinds of innovations here at PayPal X.
So I think they have a
Engineering,
whole.
there you go.
They have a whole stack of cardboard, and the whole theme here is, you know, PayPal is very
Crystal,
flexible.
show your chair. Come sit on your chair.
She's just like hiding.
Actually sit in my chair.
She made this.
Don't be jealous.
It's very comfortable looking. Looks actually more comfortable than the chairs we're in, actually, to be fair.
Oh no, they're very
Would you like
comfy
to try
chairs.
it out? Feel free to try it out. Not too bad, right?
So are you going to
Sit
be
in
going
chair
to
for
the
the rest of
social
the day.
media prom?
I'll have to find a date.
Oh.
Stag.
You can't go to a prom, Stag.
No, this one you
My
can.
event.
We're talking about nerds here.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of...
Oh, we just burned you all.
This is awesome stuff.
It is amazing.
And it
job,
says,
Crystal.
follow me at Crystal.
Oh, even in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
and
it says
some more on
tweet,
there.
tweet, tweet.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Here,
look at the
Oh, the
boys.
scooter.
Here,
Bring
Oh yeah,
is-
the guy's right here.
the scooter.
here is the scooter. You want to tell us about this?
Go for
And
it.
make sure Ben doesn't drive away with it. Hold on to it.
Sure, so this is Audience Best Choice Award prize. Whoever has the most votes with the most orange wristband will win this tomorrow night. And you know what? It's actually packed and filled with, you know, nice refreshments.
He's packing.
I should have been drinking beer right on the stage.
I'm seeing that
be like
the
dignation.
scooter itself has gotten a lot of votes, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what is that? Those are the votes?
Those are the votes,
So
yeah.
these are the votes, but it's actually on the finalist wrist. So you know.
So,
they
So
go-
how-
what happens if the scooter wins? Does like the scooter get
Ben
granted
gets
its
it.
freedom?
Ben
I get it.
gets
If the
it.
scooter wins, I get it. Deal. You heard it on camera. That's a done deal. You
This
can't
is
take that
great.
back.
So long. What made you come up with this? And are you starting to sell them?
Oh well, I'm actually just advertising it, so I haven't.
So how do the audience here vote for whoever who gets this?
So they
scooter?
would go around our 22 finalists
Okay.
and view the apps or application and get a feel for whatever they like about it. It could be the UI, it could be how it's functional, and then this is whatever it is. They can just vote for it.
But you have to be here in person to vote.
You have to be in person.
So vote for it means what? They give their.
They would just give it to the
Whichever company.
developer, the partner, and they would just put it on the wrist. And
But it looks like I'm winning right now.
So we would just count it up tomorrow, and then this scooter would find a new owner.
How fast does it go?
Well, I've been going around, so it reached like around 30 miles per hour
30 miles
on
per hour.
carpet. So I can't wait to
I
get a
took it
good
for a
flat surface.
when
to
are-
go.
Another one? Can we race?
No, I wish so.
Is there not a second
Yeah.
one? Is there a second one?
This is
Oh,
it.
then
This
it'd
is-
be so
Oh.
cool.
Can I
Oh.
have two next year?
And next year too, right?
We'll do
We'll
drag
race
racing.
next year.
Oh, that would be
There you
something
go.
to watch.
You're on.
I was thinking about if they're about payments in cars, but actually when you're driving down like the freeways, they have the fast payments right there.
It's already
It
there,
would be much
kinda,
nicer
yeah.
to connect to my PayPal account, take money out of that instead of like sending money.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that. Actually, toll gates are the most advanced form of payments there are.
Other
Because
than PayPal.
Well,
they had the thing in the license plate long
In the
before
license
there was
plate.
any PayPal. You just go through that scanner. So that's interesting. Probably the initial innovator of instant payments was toll booths.
yeah, out of convenience, But I'm still kind of surprised in a way that that kind of payment system hasn't taken off. People are still sticking with credit cards, which
You know, you're right, because how far of a jump is it really from a sensor on a license plate in the front of the car to the card that you were talking about with an RFID sticker.
Well, you know, in other countries, though, this is actually already starting to take off. I mean, in Japan, you can pay for train tickets with your phone. You just sort of wave your phone in front of the scanner, and you can get onto the train. In Korea, they have similar sorts of technologies where they have payments. You know, we're just a little bit further behind there because we have so many merchants and so many people, and
it takes time for them to adapt and to change. But
I mean, that's also a good thing because there is so much room for innovation and creating new apps for our developers.
And I love QA codes and QR codes.
QR codes.
And American Airlines will send you a QR code to your phone that you can just pass off over to check in. So I mean, they're getting there, but some airlines not so much.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, at some point, you know, there was a study that came out that says that people are much more likely to leave their wallets at home or leave their keys at home when they leave than they are to leave their phones. And, you know, at some point, once, you know, with the security issues and everything figured out, once you have your phone, you'll have your identity, you'll have your wallet, you'll have your communications, you know, it'll be great. And I won't have to carry all this crap around with me.
I mean...
And have you tried the mobile, the check, how you can take a copy of the check and deposit?
Oh, the
Checkless
deposit, mobile
check deposit.
That's pretty cool. You just sort of get your phone
like
and you take a photo of the check, and now, like, you don't have to go to the bank,
Yeah,
right?
why don't all the banks have that?
Well, let's see. What bank is the one that Chase is the one that's
Chase
pioneered
started
that,
it.
and now PayPal has it. I mean, it just probably takes time. The other banks are going to eventually have that in their apps. You'll see in Citi and the others. I
Okay,
assume.
now I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because I would like to use PayPal to pay for more things, but as a user of PayPal, if I have no money in my PayPal account, it automatically becomes a debit. Will there be a way that people can select that they'd rather have the option of it going on their credit card?
So you can select default funding mechanisms to fund your PayPal account. You know, and I think that as you saw in the keynote today, we also have flows where we'll also remember your preferences for things like digital goods and automatic payments. And so, you know, at some point, all you have to do is sort of pre-specify what your choices are for the different kinds of things that you want to interact with, and then we'll go ahead and pull that from the appropriate place based on sort of where it is and what your balances are and things like that.
Yeah, I can't wait to have that because, you know, some people have a business account and a personal account. They all go through PayPal. So when you can specify which is the most important, then we'd be glad to do it.
So I think one of the exciting things is the micropayments news, and there's still a little bit more work to be done with micropayments. Like it's a good way to like pay. Like we did they had a demo today, like 49 cents to pay for an article, or $1 for like a virtual crops or something like that. But that, I mean, I think the numbers that they said was 5% plus 5 cents for transactions under $12. And while in my research that's probably the most competitive I've seen, that's still, it's like you don't want to be doing purchases under 50 cents because right. So there's still a ways to go with all of that, but that's a much bigger leap than there has been in the past, especially when you consider like people want to buy. I can't believe people want to buy virtual cows in Farmville. I'm sorry, that just makes me sad.
It makes me even sadder when they post it to my Facebook page.
People like their virtual crops. It's going to be a $3.5 billion market in the next few years.